Don't buy Riftbound wrong. Seriously, with products sold out everywhere and booster boxes hitting scalper prices, new players are going to waste money before they even play their first game. Riftbound is one of the hottest TCGs out, and it's also literally one of the hardest to actually get some product and play with. Starter decks, sold out. Booster packs, well overpriced, not even worth it. And meta decks, bro, honestly, forget about it. For example, Kaisa, $663 for that meta deck. Master Yi Midrange, it's around $550. Aurora Yi, $776. Sett sitting around $400. And Annie around $427. If you're new or casual, this is not the moment to randomly spend some money. So let me help you make a smart move. Avoid the scalper trap and get a deck that's actually fun, strong, and doesn't nuke your entire wallet. In this guide, I'll show you which starter deck you should buy first, where to find product without overpaying, how to upgrade your starters using singles. Also going to share 3 budget builds that you can play at your Nexus events right now. All the decks I want to talk about will be linked in the description so you can look up those decks. So you may be asking, where should new players actually start? Well, let's first clear up misconception number 1. Do not buy boosters to learn Riftbound. Not only are they sold out or extremely overpriced, they won't give you a playable deck, right? Because you're just collecting random packs, cards at that point, and that's not going to help you. You want to start off with one of the starter decks, period. There's 3 starter decks right now. We have Viktor, Jinx, and Lee Sin. Each of these starter decks MSRPs for $20, but sometimes you'll see them up to $40 or even more online. I personally recommend not to pay that. That is completely overpriced. It's not worth it. So here's what I'll go ahead and recommend to do instead. First of all, you want to check out your local LGSs. Check out multiple LGS. Ask your LGS if they're receiving any restarts, because according to Reddit and other people, the restarts should start starting some point in December. Join your LGS Discord for product alerts. Look at some of the big box retailers when you're already grocery shopping. So if you're at Target or Walmart, hey, drop by the section, see if they have starter decks. And remember, Riot confirmed the reprints of Origins, but there's no date yet. So many players are really hopeful for December. Yes, product is scarce, but it's trickling out and the restock is coming. I actually went to an LGS today that had 2 starter decks on their shelves. Now let's talk about which starter deck I would recommend. Of the 3 starter decks, I think Viktor is hands down the one I would recommend for new and casual players. So here's why. Number 1, the game plan is straightforward. Viktor is all about going wide, generating recruits, and swarming your opponent with a massive army. That's it. It's not very hard about when to use a spell, when to counter, when to react. You don't have to worry about that too much with Viktor. You don't need complicated sequencing. You don't need tricky decision points, and you don't need perfect lines. The Viktor starter deck actually rewards good habits, board presence, combat math, and conquering at the right time. To be fair, conquering at the right time is almost every legend, but hey, Viktor's even more important because you can probably send 1 token in, sometimes conquer. Number 2 is also teaches core Riftbound mechanics. You learn about tapping your legend, paying a resource to create a recruit. You learned about board advantage, and then you also learn about tempo swings, how you can swing a game with just the recruits. Everything Riftbound is built on, Viktor teaches naturally. So that's why I think it's actually pretty good. And number 3, it also scales in a real competitive deck. With upgrades, Viktor can actually perform at all your Nexus events. Fun fact, I do think we might see a Viktor in the top 8, but we'll talk about that in a later video. Now, for new players, this is exactly the sweet spot you want to have with Viktor because you get to learn Riftbound. And guess what? If you bought the starter deck and you don't spend $20, good, and you don't like the game, all right, you only spend $20. As opposed to spending $700 to build an Aurora Yi and decide, I don't like this game. So that's what I would recommend that. The deck I would recommend, I'll have that in the link in the description. You can probably upgrade it for about $120. So it actually becomes a real contender. It's not the cheapest path, but it's definitely one of the strongest of the 3 starter decks that you can upgrade because you can actually see real competition. Unfortunately, when it comes to the other 2 decks, Lee Sin, I just think Master Yi's just a better deck when we're looking at the play lines. They're very similar. And when we talk about Jinx and aggro deck, I just think there's a lot better decks with red and purple that are better, in my opinion, like Annie. So all three are playable, but for most new players, I think Viktor's the best option. I would recommend Jinx, then I would recommend Lee Sin for new or casual people. Now, let's talk about the real upgrades, using singles and not booster gambling. I get it. Cracking packs is a lot of fun. If you have the money, go ahead and spend it, but it's so expensive to buy booster packs that I just usually don't recommend it for new or casual people. These 3 budget builds come from the Riftbound community, so these are not for me. I checked them out. I thought they were really cool, played them. They're very interesting. So huge shout out to everyone who's contributing to the deck environment. So if you like it, go ahead and say, hey, thumbs up that deck link if you like it. But all the links are in the description. All right, so let's move on to the budget Viktor build, right? So the upgrades are going to be focusing on being better at creating recruits with the Vanguard Captain and the Noxian Drummer. We're also going to add an additional removal, and then Grand Stratagem can be the spell that can allow you to conquer 2 battlefields and win the game. So those are kind of the main upgrades you're going to be looking at doing from the starter deck, moving on to the budget list. This list is strong enough for a Nexus event and teaches the correct sequencing and pressure building. Moving on to the Jinx build. Again, this budget deck is going to run around $95 for upgrading from the starter deck. Now, this playstyle or this budget deck actually benefits you because you're actually taking advantage of the classic aggro archetype. It's low-cost units that can be buffed with cleaved, so you can quickly conquer a battlefield and earn those points. It's all about speed. You have excellent spells like to keep the opponent off bases early, like Gus, or you can do Ride the Wind, which allows you to conquer 2 bases in a single turn, which is extremely powerful. This is straight aggro deck, great for beginners who want action every turn. Now, moving on to the Lee Sin budget build. Again, this is going to run you around $60 to upgrade it. All the links are in the description. Again, this playstyle for this budget build is going to be, first of all, I'm just going to start off saying right now, green is probably one of the best domains with some powerful reactions that keep your units alive during showdowns. Green is extremely good. You can buff your units using Lee Sin's Legend ability, and you can actually take advantage of Charm to pick up your opponent's weaker units from their base, moving into battle, so you maintain that tempo. That's the whole idea of this deck. And then at the very end, you bring out your 6 drops and try to win the game. Pretty straightforward. Now, what do you buy after the restock comes? Again, we don't know exactly when it's coming, right? Ryan confirmed Origins reprints, but didn't give us a date. Community speculation points to December. I am assuming that because there's going to be regionals in Houston, they might be holding on to some product for the events there for like whatever type of events they might be having. I think that's what they're going to try to make sure they stock up first, and then they release the product after that. When restock arrives, here's the buying order I recommend. Starter decks, always first. Start with 1, get all 3 if you can. You're going to buy singles to complete your budget list. Booster boxes only if they numerize or you already have a deck. Your first goal isn't opening cards, it's playing games with real decks. Buy singles, it's the best way to go right now. That's how you'll learn, that's how you improve, and that's how you actually enjoy Riftbound. So here's a quick recap on this video. So Riftbound is sold out, but don't fall for the scalper prices. Even stores are scalping their customers, which is wild. Do not support the stores, that just encourages it. You want to upgrade your starter decks with singles, not boosters. Use the community budget builds. Riftbound Mana is an awesome place to go. There's several of them. Restocks are coming, so stay patient and check your LGS's discords. If you found this helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on the next Riftbound guide, especially when we're testing decks for regionals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.